Welcome to Dare to Dream, and in today's episode, I am going to be introducing somebody who is very successful and yet very down to earth. She is a heavy hitter, in fact, a CEO and president of multiple companies. She's been leading teams and making things happen in the corporate world. But if you know her the way I knew her, she's a really good friend, somebody who truly cares for you. And so let's all welcome an award-winning, the distinguished woman leader in the digital transformation. A good friend of mine, Mabel Gonzalo.
Ay,
Welcome, Mabel!
Thank you naman. Dinayo niyo ako dito, di ba? I thank God you did not meet me 20 years ago. 25 years ago, I was a different person.
Wow.
So over time, even leadership evolves.
Mm-hmm.
The style of leadership evolves as well because we also have to recognize the changes in our environment,
Mm-hmm.
workplace, as well as the communities that we are in. Hindi na po pwede yung styled 30, 40 years ago in terms of leadership and management.
Yung stiff, no, na, na it's more of very directive.
Sobra.
Wow, I just could imagine. Because I think, I agree with you. During those times, parang yun din yung kailangan, to make things happen.
Yeah.
And probably right now, it's a little bit more
Oo, medyo flexible na.
flexible.
Kasi dati, when we impose something, pag hindi mo sinunod, pwede kang tanggalin. Or ipapako ka dyan, di ka na mapopromote, di
I
ba?
see.
Kasi nga, in my generation, I got it from my parents na priority is work. So, my mom is a teacher.
I see.
So, for 4 years na nandito ako sa Manila when I had my college education, I never saw her dito sa Manila at hindi rin naman ako umuwi. Kasi, grade 1 teacher siya. Hindi siya pwedeng umabsent. Sa kanya, isang absent lang, kawawa yung mga bata. They will be missing a lot.
Yes.
So, coming from that na environment, ganun din yung ganun din yung na-embrace ko. So, when
Which worked for you, right?
It worked for me. It worked for me kasi ang Gen X kasi are the very loyal and very hardworking generation. So, di ko naman sinasabi na we have no fun, pero ang totoo, konting fun lang talaga ang meron. We really focus on our work, on our job. That's why I really work hard to get to the top most position that I could get to the fastest possible way. Kasi yun lang yung alam ko noon, na the only way to become successful.
Yeah.
Ganon.
So it's more of the corporate culture than talaga at that time.
Yes, very.
That's what's needed to succeed. So, since then, so right now, how is the corporate culture? Is it mas accommodating na ba? Or
Very different. Since I manage 2 companies, now 3, pero yung talagang medyo matagal na sa industries, yung dalawa, we have employees who are Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z. So, different, different talaga yung attitude ng mga to, iba yung working dynamics na ina-apply mo because we have to see what makes them more productive. So we embrace the hybrid arrangement. Since pandemic kasi talaga namang, bago pa nag-announce dati na mag-work from home, nag-announce na kami.
Wow.
So, for 2 years, wala talagang kitaan. We didn't see. Some of our employees, we only met them 2 years after, lalong-lalo na kung bago. And even with other companies that we go to, yun ang sinasabi nila sa amin, yung mga Gen Z na employees nila, it does not work na ikukulong mo yan for 8 hours. And most of the offices now have open spaces. Diretso, walang rooms. Open office talaga that you can sit anywhere. Wala kang fixed na table. And you can work on your most productive time. Ganon.
Pwede sa couch, ganun.
Pwede, oo.
Okay, that's good. So you've been very successful in the corporate, and but has it been, or was it a dream, part of your dream when you were a child? Did you ever dream of achieving these achievements or having all these achievements, running
Nung
companies?
bata ako kasi, madaldal ako. So,
Ah.
I'm a natural conversationalist.
Mm.
So, they thought that I'd gonna land in the radio.
Mm.
So, ganyan. Well, in a way, I did naman. I'd been an anchor for 1 year sa radio station. Pero, when I got into the secondary education, ang dream ko maging lawyer.
I see.
Because I'm very, I stand for what is right.
Mm.
So I don't normally accept. If you tell me something and it's not acceptable to me, I will fight for what I believe is right.
Mm.
So di ba yun yung mga
Activista na konti.
may dating na ganon.
Oo.
So I don't mind kung sino ka,
Mm.
as long as I know na tama ako, I will fight
Mhm.
for what I believe in, ganyan. And then that's why I took political science
Mm.
in
I see.
preparation.
Uh-huh.
But life happens. And eventually, whatever we dream of nung bata tayo kasi, pwedeng mabago yan in a split second
Mm.
because of the decisions that we make.
Mhm.
I was very comfortable working in Pag-ibig Fund, heading a department. When a US-based company offered me a very lucrative na ang hirap hindian na opportunity. So that I did not think for a day or two. Right there and then I made that decision
Very decisive.
that yes, I will join that company.
Mhm.
So yung ganon. So we make our own destiny
Mhm. Mhm.
actually.
Mhm.
So that already changed my life. I went into sales and marketing.
Mhm.
So that line, although in Pag-ibig Fund, I did marketing.
Mhm. As well.
So up to now, that's already I would say that's my expertise.
Mhm.
Sales and marketing talaga. But since I'm one person who really would want to know everything about operations, about accounting, about everything na ginagawa sa company, I don't just focus in what I'm assigned to do.
Mhm.
I get promoted very fast. So in less than 3 years, I become a vice president and then a senior vice president.
Mhm.
And, I joined different industries. No industry has been duplicated or naulit. Government, Pag-ibig Fund, fashion industry. Then, I got invited to join a real estate development company. That's where I stayed the longest, 17 years. When I was there, I got attracted to a platform.
Mhm. This is where we met.
Yes, that's where we met. I got attracted because that's where I realized that you don't have to work for life
Mhm.
to get a good life.
Right.
So, true enough, my first goal then was to resign. Kasi my work was super stressful.
Mhm.
Being the senior vice president, I ran the whole operations. I sign all documents. So I get accountable to every contract that I sign. And when something happens, ako din yung binabalikan. So it's very difficult because I'm the Filipino counterpart.
Mhm.
The investors are all foreigners. So when I got into this platform that is not traditional, meron pala.
Pwede.
So I dipped my 2 feet into it. In less than 6 months, I was able to get out from corporate.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we were so inspired by you, because we saw it. We saw it as it happened right in front of us. You just coming in. We still remember the first few meetings that we have had, and then you said, "I'm going to qualify a trip in Europe," which you did, and very very fast. So wow, what was that? Di ba? Parang ganun yung reaction namin. So it also goes that you make you when you put your brain on your head into something, you can really create the results that you want. So
Mm-mm.
how is the transition from being an employee? Although you mentioned na parang empleyado pa lang, gusto mo na alamin lahat di ba?
Mm.
Pero so that did it help you to transition into venturing into your, because even now you also have other companies that you are venturing.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's not easy actually.
mm,
It's not easy transitioning from having an employee mindset. Even if you're the president of the company, you're still an employee. We all know that, right? I was a senior vice president when encountered this multi-level
uh-huh.
company, US-based. I checked and very credible. In fact, the president for not only Southeast Asia, si Melissa,
Asia Pacific
Asia Pacific was my colleague in my fashion industry stint. So I knew that she had been there for so many years already. That means the company is credible.
Right.
Why would somebody stay long in a company when it's not good, right?
Right.
So I was sure of that. So when I decided to do it, I had to actually unlearn a lot.
Wow.
Being an employee. So to transition, it did not happen overnight. Even now, I still have that employee side, but I catch myself. It's very different. The way we think, the way the employees think that, based on my experience now, I know that an employee has an employee mindset when she only waits for her boss or management to tell him something to do.
For the instructions.
Yes, only waits for instructions. No initiative, no recommendations. Sad, but that is an employee mindset. But to be an entrepreneur and the CEO of your own business, you have to think and you have to have ownership. So it's not, you are not accountable to anyone actually. You're accountable to yourself. So if you don't learn fast, if you don't know, if you don't do what needs to be done, you are losing yourself. So that's the difference. And it took a while, but maybe because of my past experiences, that even if I was employed, I was already taking ownership of the company, being that time second in command. It helped a lot.
Yeah. So I think this is a very good advice for those who are transitioning as well, or I would say even for those who wants to get promoted and get into higher positions, because, and my observation as well, even in my own company, that the ones that gets the promotion, they are the ones who has ownership about the business. Obviously, they don't need to be told what to do. They have the initiative. So I think that's a very good tip.
Yeah. Most employees kasi, they are afraid to make mistakes. And that's what we encourage. In the way I manage, I encourage them to commit mistakes.
I see.
Do it. In fact, I really say no to ideas. Test it. And if it fails, we are all accountable about it. So it's not about, these are hard rules that you have to follow. It's like in any business that there is a system. The system is there to guide us, but it's not actually the business.
Right.
So in our own way, we exactly know what we do best, and we just have to do more of what we are good at.
Actually, that's a very good advice naman. I think it does not only apply in corporate, even sa buhay natin, di ba? Parang be willing to commit mistakes, na be willing to not being afraid, have the courage to make decision. And even if sometimes you know that pwedeng hindi siya ganun, but it's better decide so you know you can adjust rather than get stuck and do nothing at all.
Yes. Actually. Siguro what makes me what you asked a while ago, what is it that makes me go for my goals,
Mhm.
that it is made possible?
Mm.
One is, I have to be convinced myself. The decision has to be based on my own decision.
Mhm.
It's not because of other people.
Mhm.
Because if I am, my conviction is high,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I really want that to happen,
Mhm.
it's not about how to get there.
Mhm.
It's gonna be very easy. It just
Mm.
comes.
And how do you build your conviction? How do you base, where do you base your conviction na parang, okay, this is where I want to go? You have like sets of values that you think na parang tinitingnan mo, or what do you consider?
Um, well, that's a very subjective question because it depends on what the goal is.
Mm.
So, for example, the Europe thing,
Mm.
my motivation there, my inspiration is that of all the countries in the world,
Mm.
Europe is the place that I really wanted to go to, even when
Okay.
I was still small. And
Mm.
I cannot schedule one because I've always said that I'm busy. There will always be a time to go there. And you know what? There is no perfect time talaga. It's any time, as long as you make that decision. And at that time, I took that as a chance and opportunity because I travel a lot to other countries, work related. My husband was based in another country. He also travels to a lot of countries on his own. So
Mm.
we travel individually. And Europe was the only thing that I thought of that could
Bring it together.
bring us together. And true enough, from another country, he got his visa. From the Philippines, I got my visa. We met, and then
Wow.
we had a super amazing Europe incentive trip.
Wow. Parang love story, no? From the east meets the west.
Middle East.
Middle East, di ba?
Diba?
Oo.
Middle East and the East.
The east. Oo.
Met in Europe,
Meet
parang
in
ganon.
Europe.
So, minsan, those things, so it's coming from a long time dream,
Yeah.
that one. But the other areas naman that I want, like, short-term goals, it's
Mm.
easy to achieve
Mm.
as long as we
Mm.
put a deadline.
Mm.
So, to me, small goals
Mm.
could be a door painted red.
Mm.
It could be not necessarily big goals, not necessarily, because these are goals already, not really dreams.
Mm.
So dreams to me are the long-term dreams. Like, my dream is really to have a very comfortable life,
Mhm.
that I don't have to work anymore. I wake up when I want it. I want to get out from bed because I've been working since I was 21.
Wow.
So my dream is to do household chores. Would you believe that? So when I see women who takes care of their children, who do interior, who cleans the house, who wash the dishes, that's my dream.
Right. It's really funny, how people, the psychology of people, because those who are not in your position, that would be the dream, your position, being the CEO, running companies, running teams. And you, on the other hand, because you've been there long enough, that you just want to wash dishes and take care of
Yeah.
of your kids. That's fine.
I love fixing the house.
So you've been very early on developed to become the leader that you are now, multiple positions. What's the I mean, if somebody would ask you, what are the few things that you have learned about leadership, or how did it happen? Is it automatic to you to become a leader, and what did you learn in handling all these positions? What have you learned in leadership?
If there is one thing that made me who I am today, it's experience.
Mm.
So, for example, I started leading teams when I started working in Pag-ibig Fund. So, I do first before my team does.
That's good.
So, like, there was a time that President Cory Aquino
Mm.
declared Pag-ibig Fund as voluntary membership.
Mm.
So we had to do marketing all
Mm.
over the region. Batanes, Quirino, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, all these places, I've been with the team. We would normally leave to Gigarao on a Monday morning
Mhm.
and get back on a Friday night.
Mm.
So that's how it is. So we actually were number one
Mm.
in that area, in
Wow.
the whole Philippines. Because I really made sure that we go to every company, every entity that we see should be helped, have their retirement program. Because Pag-ibig Fund is a retirement program. Employers may hate it,
Mm.
but employees get help a
Yeah.
lot if
Yeah.
they have this. Kasi imagine, even if you only have one membership that you paid and something happened to you, you already get the death benefit. So something like that. If you got a housing loan and you automatically you get insured with MRI and something happened to you,
It's fully paid.
it's fully paid.
Yeah.
So these things need to be explained to employees, both government and private, so they could appreciate what Pag-ibig Fund gives to its members. So yung ganon. So from that and through all the others, like for example, I've been in the fashion industry.
Mm.
In the fashion industry, same. I apply the same principle. In real estate, the same principle.
Mm.
I manage, but I also do what they do.
Mm.
I do it first. So I know exactly how to guide. I know exactly how to help them
Mm.
because I fully understand what people do. So I think that that's the thing. It's experiencing first.
Right. So it's sobrang swak siya doon kay John Maxwell nung sinabi niya na sabi niya, I do it first and then I teach others how to do it. Then I watch them do it. And then when he can truly rely with them, he just leave them and do it.
Exactly.
Do it and be independent.
Yes, that works even in corporate,
Mm.
in any other industry, in business, it works because, like for example, in the companies that I manage now, by the way, it's not about having a lot of people. Successful companies
Agree.
do not require a lot of people. It's about having quality people, well-trained people,
Mm.
people who work with you, who are willing to work with you, who have the same heart as you,
Mm.
whom you share the same goals with you.
Mm.
These are the people who will make the whole company successful.
Yeah.
So the awards that we are getting, if you see we have a lot of awards there, these are all a product of a collective effort of our teams.
Mhm.
So I have two teams, one for the digital LCD and LED digital solutions, and the other one is advertising. We are number one in Metro Manila for the advertising company indoor. We actually have a lot of brands in our network, but we're not taking that position sitting down because anytime somebody could
Take the market.
yes. So we are expanding, by the way, next year to South Asian countries, and we are going out na rin from Metro Manila. We are going to Cebu City and Iloilo City. So I believe that we are now ready to expand. So the word for next year is expansion, and I'll take the term from my favorite mentor, fast expansion.
Fast expansion.
Not only to these businesses, but also to my favorite passion business.
Right.
So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina sa'yo.
So when that happens, does that mean that Philippine manufacturers, producers will now have access to that market as well? They can also advertise into that market, or it's
Okay, we are going global.
Mhm.
So right now, we have the network here in the Philippines. So our network is comprised of different advertising screens
Mhm.
in various buildings,
Mm.
condominium, commercial, office, malls.
Mhm.
So, since we are now in the final stage of going into programmatic is you can access the screen anywhere you are.
Yeah.
You're in Europe, you're in Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, anywhere you can access, you can buy from the platform and you can already advertise your products. Because right now we have brands coming from other countries already, but they have to
Mhm.
go through the traditional way of getting into the network.
Mm.
That is talking to agencies,
Yeah,
and then
very expensive.
we get mas efficient lang.
Oh.
It may be
Fast,
the
no?
same.
Fast.
Yeah, it may be the cost
Okay.
may be the same, but the way that your advertisement will be seen is almost at the moment that you want it to be
Mm.
out.
Mm.
So right now we need at least 3 days to upload
Wow.
because it's manually
So
done for some.
in 3 days,
3
a
days.
product from the other country can already be in your screens.
Yeah, but they send us the material sa ngayon.
Yeah.
But when we go programmatic, right now, if they click on it, automatically it will go to the screen.
Wow.
So that's how it goes. So when we go to these countries that we are planning to expand, the same. We will be, since we already are testing here in the Philippines, we will be employing that in other countries, that local brands and international brands, like for example, now, Unilever is global.
Yeah.
So it used to be, advertisements used to be handled by the local company,
Mm.
but now it's being handled by global. So there are many companies who are like that now.
Mm.
So we have to not only keep up
Mm.
with the future,
Mm.
but as a woman leader,
Yeah.
that's what I shared during the awards. We have to build it. We have to build where we are in the industries that we are currently are in.
Mm. Now, how do you think these the things that you do, these things, how does it benefit? I'm going to pivot a little bit on part of what we're going to be talking about is our country. So there's a lot of things have been going on in our country, but how does your industry or the thing that you do contribute to our country?
Of course, one is we generate employment. That's one. Of course, we need people to do that. Second is the revenues.
Yeah.
So if we go global, money from other countries come in as well, not only from the local market. And we help a lot of brands because even if, no matter how good your product is, if people are not aware about it, sayang. So advertisement, even if we are now into AI, we are now into a lot of different ways of marketing. You see them on online platforms. There is still a touch of a different touch if you get to physically see.
Yeah.
And alam mo yun, eye to eye
Face to
talaga.
face.
Yeah, eye to eye. And kami, we are into a captured market. People who use the elevators, we are called indoor or sometimes elevator advertising. That, you know, let's say, you feel hungry, right? You take the elevator, you see McDonald's, will you go to Jollibee? So, the retention,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yes.
both of them
Of
anyway
course.
are our
Yeah.
advertisers. Jollibee and McDonald's are both our
So
advertisers.
you showed in both.
Yeah. So it depends if
Who wins
gets
this last?
who gets your attention. That's why the creatives think very deeply on how to present their products because you're actually hitting the emotion of the people who see your ads. Ganon. But we are not only going for big brands. I always share to the SME, small and medium enterprises, that we help a lot of these enterprises by giving them more than what they pay for. So we have a long-term home spa that
Mm.
we've been advertising. They've been with us for more than 2 years and they've grown.
Wow.
And we give them lots of benefits. Big brands naman have the budget.
Yeah.
So we can leverage on that and help
Mm.
others who are less capable of
Mm.
paying for their advertisement.
So do you see this globalization thing? Do you see it benefiting as well the small businesses in the Philippines that suddenly would it possible? Do you see it possible that suddenly they could have access to
Of course.
other markets through your
Of
advertising
course.
platforms?
Yes, of course.
Uh-huh.
Like for example, if because there are many products here in the Philippines that are being exported,
Mm.
but they have to do it for themselves,
Mm.
right? So I see a lot products from Kalinga Apayao, from Mindanao, bags, and the apparel that
Mm.
are Filipino made.
Mm.
But I know they are being exported to other countries, but it may be limited to their contacts.
Mhm.
But if we have a network in other countries
Mm.
and they would want other nationalities
Yeah.
to take advantage of these very, very wonderful products, why not? We can also contribute into that.
Yes. And so do you have for those that who wants to advertise through your platform, do they have a website that they can go to or they go through you or
Yeah, we have our Facebook group. That's a
Okay.
Facebook page. That's
Mhm.
the most available right now because our website is being built
Mm.
right now for RCS Media. But for Futech Innovations, they can actually check our website, Futech Innovations or Facebook page. They can also go to Futech Innovations on our web page. Extra Tech is being built, so
Yeah. So-
everything is.
we would have their Facebook page in our description on this video.
Mm.
Okay. So, did you ever think of you're running companies, but did you ever think of going public? I mean, as a public official, running the Philippines, for example.
No,
No, why?
no.
Why?
It's just not within my radar.
Mm.
It's although my father was a politician,
Mm.
but I think people have been created for different
Yeah.
different roles in this
Mm.
world.
Yeah.
And I always believe that my role is to provide opportunities.
Mm.
So, and I can do that better without having to enter politics.
Deal with government.
Yeah, but I'm not putting
Yeah, of course.
eh,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm not saying that it's a final no,
Mhm.
but at this time I haven't entertained it.
Mm. Right. So because I think the Philippines do need great leaders who can really make things happen in terms of whatever project that they are pursuing. But how do you read the politics right now in the Philippines or the problem with the Philippines? What do you really think is the problem for our country?
Okay. First, honestly, I don't read the news.
Okay.
Because I'm very focused.
Mm.
So to me is if there are so many problems around, I might as well be part of the
The
solution.
solution.
And that solution is for me to do what I'm good at, to contribute to wherever and however I can contribute.
Mm.
Actually, ikaw yung pwede dyan. You are actually you are made to become a politician. Your stature mo, the way you think, that's a very very politician. But me, maybe I'm born to be an entrepreneur.
Mm.
So it's my way of helping others to give opportunities for sometimes people are designed to be employees
Mm.
because if everyone is an entrepreneur,
Mm.
who will cut our hair? Who
Agree.
will clean, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Who will do the things that are needed to be done? And there are also my role is to sift
Mm.
who can be my partners,
Mm.
who can be my good employees, who can be future leaders in the business world.
Mm.
So I'm happy with that.
That's good. But I just have to ask this question because I ask this to every guest. if you were the president of the Philippines for a day, what would you do that you think will make an impact?
I will do a total overhaul of the government organization.
Which means
Meaning, I will remove all heads.
like a corporate.
I will do, yes, run like a corporate,
Yeah.
like a corporation. And I will have an audit. I will have all the agencies audited and have everyone just keep only those who are productive
Mm.
and who are really needed.
Sounds like Lee Kuan Yew.
Really?
He was the leader of Singapore. Lee Kuan Yew did that, which he ruled because in order to do what you just said, you have to be ironclad,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's
It's an iron fist.
it's an iron fist, and actually only dictator can do that.
Mm.
Especially with the current environment set up, only dictator can do that.
Mm.
But the reason why Singapore was so successful because their dictator has the best heart, and up until today, the Singapore today is a first world country, while
Yeah, true.
the Philippines, we were better when in the 1960s, Singapore was nothing. Right? The Philippines was already the tiger of Asia. We're already in the world map. The Singapore wasn't, but because of his implementation. So you're saying we need an iron fist here in the Philippines.
Of course. Because the way, even if I don't read the news, but I know what's happening,
Mhm.
the way that everything is happening now is because of leadership. So that leader must be very strong
Mm.
to impose what is right
Mm.
and what needs to be done.
That's right. And applying your concept of diba, before you get there to become the CEO, you need to know people first who can make things happen as well, that you can entrust one of the things so that you don't have to think about that. And you know na as long as yung tao nandyan, yung tao na yan, siya papatakbo niyan, you're good. Kumbaga,
Yes. I'm not saying that the others are not as good because every one of us has different faith. We only have one God.
Yeah.
But personally, it gave me peace of mind when we converted.
Mm.
And since I shared that my husband had been working in other countries for, I think, 20 years,
Mm.
that grounded us.
Yeah.
So since we both grew in our faith, the trust was built on that faith. And even if we were far away from one another, there was not much problems.
Mm.
Siyempre, meron pa din.
Mm.
But it always brings us back
Mhm.
to where we should be focusing.
Mm.
And that is to be servants of Christ.
Nice.
So it's not about the worldly things.
Mm.
These are there. These things are there. But we are always grounded to the fact that we are doing what we do now because at the end of it all,
Mhm.
we want to be we want to be accepted.
Yeah.
We want to be, alam mo yan.
Will be joining in his kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and family-wise, how did, dito pala, ito pala yung question ko talaga. Because they say that there's always a price to success.
Mhm.
What's your price?
You know what? It's one, I didn't see my children grow up. But the good thing is that I didn't feel guilty about it.
Mm.
Because for one, I actually how do you call it? The way I guided them is that to become independent.
Okay.
So even at age 7, they can already travel on their own.
Mm.
In fact, when I was transferred to the Ilocos region, my eldest was, I think, 10 years old. The second one was 9 or 9 and 8, something like that. They traveled on their own. That's how busy I was.
Mm.
So I just picked them up from the bus station.
Mm.
So to me, the mentality was, I'm doing this for you.
Mm.
But I didn't see that there is another way
Yeah.
of doing things. At
Mm.
that time, I was
You did
just
your
focused.
best
Yeah,
with
I
what's
was
available. Yeah.
just focused on my career because that was the only thing I knew that would make our life better.
Mhm.
So those are the prices: time with family. I think that's the only thing that's the only price, because I prioritize when I do something, and I have to put focus into that.
Mm.
It's not about missing events.
Mm.
Missing events, we have birthday parties, or we have birthdays every year. So I don't mind missing celebrating my birthday or somebody else's birthday, because we could celebrate the next day,
Mm.
or we could celebrate some other time.
It doesn't have to be on that same.
Yes, but the thing is, it should not be for life.
Mm.
This should be temporary.
Yeah.
These sacrifices should be temporary. That's why I was very happy when I saw an opportunity that will give me that chance
Yeah.
to have time.
Yeah.
Diba? To whatever I miss, I can still catch up.
Mm.
Kahit na malalaki na sila. Even
Yeah.
if they are already grown up, would you believe, we still spend time together. And I'm glad we are still given this opportunity.
Nice, nice. And also, yeah, one of the things that I also admire you is marami kang causes or communities that you are now, because yun nga, having the flexibility. So you're able to do a lot of things now that you were not able to do before.
True.
Would you tell us a little bit more the things that you do
Yeah.
for the community?
Yes. I don't talk about it often, but I'm supporting the Children's Mission of the Philippines together with some of our friends. I'm also into the Waves for Water. This is an organization that gives filtering system to communities who don't have access to clean water. In fact, this organization has distributed more than 2 million already all over the Philippines. And because of that, it's also aligned to my other advocacy, which is clean water for every home.
Mhm.
So I've shared to most of my friends and family members, and I also inspire them to inspire to their friends
Mhm.
and family members as well, that everyone, regardless of your status in life, deserve clean and safe water. Bonus, healthy water. So I do this every week. This is a regular. And also, maybe I will also mention that it's really not an advocacy, but it's one thing that I also do for my alma mater, where I studied in high school, that every year, I initiate this partnership with the Optometric Association of the Philippines. We distribute prescription eyeglasses to deserving, less privileged students of the campus where I studied. And this year, we distributed to more than 100 students.
Wow.
Because the eyesight is very important in having students have more effective reading
Mhm.
and studies.
Wow.
So, I think these are things na, so far, yun lang yung naiisip ko.
Mhm. No, so I mean, you are doing a lot, CEO, president, and you also have your own, the solar company.
Yes.
So, how did you get into the solar, and why? What's your passion about the solar industry, or how does it? How do you see it?
Well, the Philippines is a very hot country, right? We only have a few months na medyo cold. And sun is free.
Mm.
So, and electricity is getting higher and higher.
Yeah.
So, when the opportunity knocked, that there is this opportunity that we could help a lot of condos, a lot of residential houses, as well as, the commercial part is also part of it, of course. They spend a lot of electricity. I jump into it because I saw it as an avenue to help more people.
Mm.
So normally, all the businesses naman that we do are answers to problems.
Yeah.
So this one is a rising industry,
Mm.
and I want to capture it. And this is the business that I would want to leave it to my family, my
Mhm.
children.
Mm.
That is the initial reason.
Mm.
Because I saw that if they be employees, it's gonna be very long for
Mm.
them to, unless they go abroad. My
Mm.
eldest is a nurse in another country. So I created this company as a legacy
Mm. Wow.
for my children to do.
So
To
how are you able to
manage.
do all those things? I mean, so many things. I mean, uh, a lot of things, and yet you're able to do this. And we all have 24 hours a day. You don't have more, obviously.
I have good people around me.
That's the
I
answer.
have the best people around me.
Mm.
I manage my activities.
Mm.
And sometimes people tell me, you're very busy. I tell them I'm not.
Mm.
Actually, I have a lot of time
I can see because
to,
ano tayo, 3
to
hours
do
na
what
tayo.
yes, to do what I want to do. Because it's about having people or having your team who works with you.
Mm.
Well, I train them.
Mm.
I'm not a mabait boss.
Mm.
Okay?
You
I-
demand accountability for sure.
Yes.
Mm.
We could be friends after work, but during work time,
Mm.
you expect me to be the boss
Mm.
because that's how it goes.
Mm. Yeah.
That's the only way also that people will grow if we make them, if we put them in a space wherein they could learn.
Yeah.
And eventually become leaders.
Mm.
Because no leader became a leader overnight.
Mm.
All leaders became leaders, effective leaders, because of their experience, because of their exposure, which is very important, and because of their listening.
Mm.
Because of, well, in other terms, we term that as being coachable.
Coachable. Yeah.
So these are things that I hope my team will understand, because I'm hard and soft at the same time.
Mm. Mm. A good balance. But so when you are tough on people, what's the mindset behind it? When you're tough on them.
You are better than that. So if you, I don't see yet the best in that person. So if I'm tough, meaning, hey, sayang ka.
So you're allowing them to show what they're really made of,
Of
what
course,
they're capable of doing.
Of course.
Which is very, I think that's very good, right? Because when we also, because sometimes, because I've been a product of that, of leaders around me, with people around me who demands more than I think that I could do. And then when I actually deliver, I was even amazed at myself.
Mm-mm.
And I felt good about myself.
Stretch,
I
right?
stretch.
You get stretch when
Mm.
people know, like me, I know it's one of the people in my team.
Mm.
I know their capabilities. I know what they can do.
Mm.
And I know when they are not maximizing what they can do.
Mm.
And I really pound where I know they can do more.
Mm.
I also know their limitations. So it's
Okay.
very important that we know all the people around us, because we know how to grow them.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, it's not only me.
Yeah.
It's not only the company who's growing.
Mm.
It's also their personal
Yeah.
life improving.
Yeah. So because how they are in this aspect, it will have an effect in their lives as well. Be it as a
course.
father, as a husband.
Yes. What you are in one area is who you are in other areas of your
That's
life.
very good, right? So, what would you consider your ingredients to all this success? I know you have mentioned a couple of them, but if you are going to boil them down into 2 to 3 ingredients of your success, or I would call your success formula, what is your success formula?
I would say it's being authentic.
Mm.
It's being more than persistent. And always thinking of what's best for everyone.
I'm thinking you said more than persistent. How does that look like? How?
I don't end, not normally, okay. I don't normally get no for an answer.
Wow. So you don't stop until you get
I don't stop.
until you get the yes. So it doesn't matter if it's now or maybe later, but you're gonna get the answer anyway.
Yes.
So what's your mindset behind that? I mean, what are you thinking while you know?
When I leave that door
Uh,
and I meet a person or
Mm.
I'm going into a meeting, I already know the result.
Okay.
I don't go out and meet to lose.
mm.
I always go out to win.
Were you trained to think this way, or is something that you have come across?
I really don't know, JM. Actually, I don't know where that is coming from
Mm.
because, again, maybe because of experience that I've been through a lot that made me this person.
Mm.
It's not, winning is not about me only winning. Ha? When I say win, you have to win, I have to win.
Mm.
So it's not always winning is not one way.
Mm.
So meaning, I don't have to get all the benefits.
Mm.
You have to get the benefit first, and then I also get mine because we do a lot of collaborations. Right now, especially in the business industry, it's not anymore about competition.
Yeah.
It's about partnership and collaboration.
Mm.
So there are a lot of, as CEO of my companies, I do a lot of collaboration.
Mm. Yeah.
We may belong to the same industry, but we can work together.
Not necessarily compete.
Yes, not necessarily compete. Or maybe different industries, but we complement one another. So again, that is collaboration. So that is already the thing. It's more of that when we go out, when I go out, I'm very intentional in the sense that maybe I don't know yet what will be the result of that meetup. But one thing is for sure, it's gonna be fruitful. That's already a win.
That's a very good mindset, very healthy mindset. Yeah. So let's recap. So your ingredients are your success formula. Number one is say authentic, because authentic is a word for some people, and I'm sure you have your own picture and definition of that. And how does it show up sa'yo pag sinabi mong authentic?
I don't have to be somebody else. It's just me. What you see is what you get.
No filter.
No filter.
Okay. So just being real, no?
Yeah.
There you go. Be authentic. Okay. Do you have leadership mistakes that you're comfortable sharing? That's
Well, I committed a lot of mistakes already, like keeping people who should have been removed long time ago because we have a heart, right? And long-term effect is that the company suffers because of that. So that's one mistake. But if it can still be corrected, why not? But sometimes, that mistake, that mistake, the longer it will take you to make a decision, the harder it is to correct it.
Yeah.
So that's it. And sometimes, this is not a mistake, but it's inevitable that when we interview and we take in people, it's a gamble.
yeah.
So we don't know if these people are the right people or not until you start sleeping with them. You start working with them. So these are, I think, part of the process, but I would say it could be a temporary mistake, but correctable.
Yeah.
Leadership is when, you fail to do something, or well, there are many ways. I could actually enumerate a lot, but so far that's what I can think of.
Yeah.
And also people that you force them to be this person, to be this type of person, but they are really not. So we cannot force that issue.
Yeah.
We have to see people for who they are and just grow them on on where they are good at, where they are strong at, and improve them on areas that they are weak in our point of view.
Yeah.
That's the least that we can do as leaders.
So now I can see, because earlier I asked you the question about how are you able to do all these things? And right now it's very clear to me that the answer to that question really is people. It's people. And you always talk about people, eh? I mean, you always pivot, you always go back to people, eh? And I think it's big, that's your nature, and that's what allowed you to have success, meeting people, whether it's outside your organization, collaborating with them, or within your organization, growing them, helping
that's
them. So, and you pay attention to people a lot, right? So I think, so for all our viewers here, if you want to succeed in life, people working with others is crucial to that success. The kind of person that we are is the average of the people that we surround ourselves with. So I love our conversation. And
too. Super fun, right?
super fun. Something that you go back to when you feel like things are not working or things are not going your way. How do you encourage yourself? Or do you ever felt that? Now sometimes things are not going your way, or you always kind of have your way in the things that you're pursuing?
Hindi naman. Siyempre, there are times that things just seem not to be going my way. And you know how I take that? Maybe that's not what God wants me to do. Maybe that's not what God wants me to take. So I pray. So before I take any action, that major actions, I always pray, Lord, if this is your will, it will be done.
Nice. All right. Thank you. Welcome to Dare to Dream. Here we talk about faith, purpose, and nation building. Hit like and subscribe to help us spread the message. Thank you.